Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 34.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Blair, walk us through this episode, please.
So we're going to start with Kim and Joey.
Okay.
It is their first real date. They don't have to sneak around the way that they used to.
Okay.
So apparently not only did Kim cheat with Joey when Joey was cheating on her cousin, she was messing around with him when she was married before. So apparently her husband was cheating on her and she got with Joey to have like a revenge type of situation. She found out she got pregnant with her husband's child, decided to marry him, but the husband continued to cheat on her, so she ended up wanting to get a divorce from him.
Wow.
So Joey thinks that her ex is probably the one behind the messages. He tells her that he's done with doing all those drugs. He doesn't want to be that guy anymore. He's ready to be a husband and a family man. Okay. So they get back to the cabin. She is a little bit self-conscious about her body, but she changed into lingerie and he thinks that she is beautiful. Well, it's the next day. They had a great night. They are about to head back home to the kids, and Joey says that, I think we might have made a baby last night. They didn't use protection. Joey says he never uses protection, and he does want to have a child of his own.
Nice.
They stop at the toy store for Joey to get gifts for the boys. Things are a lot more expensive than when he went in. However, that did not stop him because he spent $316.50.
Crazy.
When he tells Kim how much he spent, she's like, well, that's a lot. She is a single mom who is a teacher's assistant and makes $15 an hour. So the kids have never seen her in a happy relationship. They have never met Joey, but they have seen him on video visits. And the first time they will meet him will be on Christmas Eve. So when they get to the house, Joey's mom and the babies arrive, and then they change into matching pajamas. They put out cookies and milk for Santa, and that was the end of their first time seeing the kids, or his first time.
Why would you give him the credit card?
Yeah, I don't know why she would do that.
Like, that is just... I don't know what it is.
Or if you're going to use your card, go in with him. Like, you're just going to let him just spend it. And she didn't even say the budget.
No, she didn't go in because he said, I don't want you to go in.
Right.
And she's just like, okay, but you're a teacher assistant. And then she has hope for basically him being the breadwinner of the family. I'm like, well, it ain't going to be hard. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I really don't know what's going on. I don't know why she left her ex-husband. It seemed like y'all have a cheating thing that y'all like to do. I think y'all should just sit down and stay together for the kids because y'all both was cheating on each other this whole time. So I don't even understand why, like, you felt like, oh, well, you cheat on me one too many times. Well, you cheat on him as revenge. And now you're with Joey, who basically was cheating on your cousin with you. So it's like you always been in the middle of some type of cheating.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I find it very interesting, very strange. I don't think they're going to last just off the strength of I don't trust her.
I don't trust her. I don't trust him. They both seem like they're kind of out for self to me. I think that even with her being with Joey, she's thinking, well, if I get him out of jail, we've had prior relations, maybe he will, be like indebted or grateful to me and he'll be here and raise my children. So I think that, and also she's saying like she's a single mom. I don't think she wants to be a single mom anymore. She wants to be taken care of, which is not a bad thing. But I don't know how you figure Joey's the one to do it. Facts. So, yeah. And he did spend too much money. He definitely spent too much money.
Way too much.
So, new couple alert. We've got Bianca, 23, and Daniel, who is in prison, who is 31. Okay. So, it is 30 days until his release. He has been incarcerated for, I think it was aggravated DUI and like third-degree burglary or something like that. But they've been together for 3 months and they are engaged. She lives in Florida. She got a 4-month lease for when he gets released to be in an apartment in Arizona because he won't be able to leave the state. So apparently she has been spending thousands of dollars on Daniel. She hasn't really been keeping track. The friend thinks that she is being delusional, that this isn't best for her, and he doesn't have anything to offer besides love. So 9 months ago, Bianca went out with a friend to hang out, have drinks. She didn't realize that her friend was drunk, and the friend ended up crashing into a cement wall, which caused her to break her neck and lose her voice for 3 months. So she decided she wanted to write to somebody who had a DUI offense because it would be somebody she could relate to, and he actually helped her heal from a lot of things. Now, hearing that was just like very odd to me because I'm like, why would you talk to someone who had a DUI offense when your friend was the one who was driving drunk and put you in a situation to where you could have lost your life.
It wasn't a random person. It wasn't a random person. I'm saying that to support you. It wasn't a random person. It was your friend.
Yeah.
So there's no need to write to anybody random about DUI. Your friend did that to you.
Right. So she thinks that she can help Daniel the way that he has helped her. She thinks she can save him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, girl. She tells us that she can't talk much about the accident. She actually goes to the airport and we see like where the accident happened. She's getting like worked up and really upset about it. But she ended up getting a good amount of money of it to the point where she doesn't need to work. And she is planning on using that for her future with Daniel.
Craziness. Because she told Daniel how much she got.
So Daniel knows. So now she's hanging out with her best friend Andres. Her parents got divorced when she was 8, and Andres has been through a lot of struggles, and that's something that they bond over, just their trauma in childhood. So Daniel is going to be getting out of prison, but he has to stay at a halfway house. He doesn't want to stay at a halfway house. Andres says he needs to go there or he's going to be back in prison. Sure. And Bianca's like, well, I don't really know if that's the case. And Andres says that is the case. So Daniel calls her. She's upset because he didn't call her at the time that he said he would, because that's when she was at the airport and she needed his support. And she thinks that he can call her whenever she wants. I mean, he's in jail. What's he doing? Exactly. Pretty much. Andres gets the phone from her and asks him how is he going to treat Bianca and if he is going to stay in the halfway house. So Daniel says that he treats her well and he ain't staying in that halfway house.
Wow.
And Andres is trying to explain to him like, Bianca's my best friend. I just am looking out for her. If you don't go to the halfway house, that could end up pretty bad for you. And Daniel's telling him that, look, I see the world differently and you need to trust that what I'm going to do is going to work for me. Andres thinks that Daniel's an a-hole. And Bianca is worried about Daniel relapsing, but if she wants a drink, she's going to have one.
That's craziness.
She is going to be leaving there to go meet and live with Daniel in Arizona. Daniel's mom ends up calling and she has a good relationship with his mom. She has been very supportive, but the mom tells her that if you drink around him, he is probably going to drink, end up back on drugs. It's going to be hard for him having alcohol around, but I know you're not going to do that. Like, you love him, you care about him, you wouldn't put him in that position. Mom, you didn't hear what she just said. She said if she want to drink, she gonna have it. And the dad asked her how mentally stable you are. So she was actually offended by that because she's like, he's the one in prison. Why do they care how mentally stable I am?
Because you're not stable.
And the dad apparently is a red flag to her because this is his dad. This is somebody he's supposed to be looking up to. I'm just like, does it really matter? He's in jail.
Pretty much.
So Daniel says that he has not been sober since he's been inside. He has actually relapsed a few times since he's been in jail. Wow.
So he's in jail, not even living a life of sobriety. She's 23, but she's 13 mentally.
Yeah.
She's a kid. And because she take offense to the father say how mentally stable you are, because obviously you're not. You almost had a panic attack seeing the wall that your friend crashed into. You got into a car with a friend that she was drunk and things like that. Did you know? I don't know. I think you knew, right? But I think you live life with no care. And even after the fact, even when your back was broken, even when your neck was broken and things of that nature, you still like, you know what? If Daniel can't leave Arizona, I'm moving to Arizona. And I'm just like, you really have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
I was laughing at when they was introducing her to us with like the side-by-side pictures and stuff. It literally says unemployed. So it's like you have no responsibilities. You don't contribute to society in any way at the moment. So I don't see how she don't see herself as a lick. You go tell Daniel who you just met online, by the way, of how much money you got and things like that. That's like literally like telling people how much money you got, like telling people what's in your house and then be surprised when they rob you.
Yeah.
Like you broadcasting it for this to be a bad situation. But at the end of the day, this is what you want. So who am I to say anything about it?
That's what I'm like. Bianca's going to do what she want to do. I mean, nobody can tell her any different. Her friends can't tell her no different. Even the dad making the comment of how mentally stable are you? That's not a jab at you. That's a jab at Daniel. Because you're going to be dealing with this man. Is how I took it. But she wanted to get so offended by that. And I'm just like, yeah, you're going to have a hard time. Yeah. You're going to have a hard time. But she seemed like the type to where she has to go through it to learn. And I don't know how many times she's going to have to go through it to learn. So
yeah,
we will see.
She talk about, I'm gonna have a drink if I want to drink. So you don't even love him. You get what I'm saying? You want to be a savior. But that's cool.
So we move on to Zariah and Troy.
Okay.
They had a good time last night. It definitely was not small. And he was happily surprised about their chemistry with being intimate with each other. So Zariah took it upon herself to call his mom to invite her to come stay with them for a few days. She thinks that it is going to be a good step in their healing, and she also feels that if he doesn't have a good relationship with his mom, that's going to affect how he treats women. Well, girl, you're already married to the man.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, what are you saying? But word.
So he doesn't understand how she can just kind of take that step when he hasn't said he's even ready to move in that direction of healing. But the decision has been made for him, apparently. So when he was 2 to 3 years old, his mom dropped him off at a friend's house and never came back to pick him up. He was in foster care and also raised by his aunt and his dad from time to time as well. So his mom didn't visit him while he was in prison the whole time he was there, and he is salty about that. Troy is going to see his mom, and he's not happy about it. He says that he can't spend more than 15 minutes around her without getting irritated because she does not act like a mom, and his father also passed away.
What is your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is I feel like Zariah stepped out of her boundaries. Like she crossed the line when it came to that. That's something that I feel like she could talk to him about and maybe like try to help guide him to making that step.
Yeah.
But you don't just say your mom's coming, you're gonna have to pick her up and work on y'all's relationship. Like, what is that?
How is this different in prison? That's all I thought about, because as soon as he was about to get released, hey, we gonna put this ankle bracelet on you and you on probation and things like that. So as soon as he gets back home, he basically got to say, oh yeah, your mother's coming, I made that decision for you, matter of fact, you gotta go pick her up, go. It's like, that's not how it goes. Especially hearing the story, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it can't be that bad. She dropped him off at a friend's house?
She abandoned him. She abandoned this boy.
So like, why would you like why would you want her in his life? You get what I'm saying? She dropped him off at a friend's house, and that's basically the origin story of how he ended up in foster care. Yeah. Basically, it almost seemed like, and not to give nobody excuses, he didn't have a chance. You get what I'm saying? Who knows what he had to go through and things of that nature, of how he had to survive and like, so like, for you to not even give him the choice of, or even the conversation of, I think it'd be good if you talk to your mom and let him say his decision, and then you work from there. Right. But let's keep going.
So they are on their way to the house. Yeah. So the child, Zariah's child, has known Troy since he was 5 years old. He is ready for a father to be in his life, and Zariah says that they had like a really great father-son duo relationship. How? So the child, his name is Asael. He runs up to hug Troy, like jumps on the man. Asael, he's like probably like 11, 12 years old.
Not too big.
So he is on the birth certificate and is legally illegally Asael's father. He gives a gift to him from Zariah, and he's super happy to receive it. Zariah tells her sister that they had sex. It was great. And sister was like, well, as long as y'all quiet. And Zariah's like, you can go somewhere. Pretty much, this is my house. The sister feels awkward, doesn't really know if she wants to continue to stay there. Asael is going to be staying at his grandparents' house because Troy is going to be picking up his mom and bringing her there. He's still not quite ready to meet his mom yet.
And here's the thing about that, right? Listen here, man, be careful. I don't know if Troy's a bad guy. I don't know if he's a good guy, but all I know is he's not legally that boy's father. And I'm talking about outside of him signing the birth certificate.
That's legal.
No, I'm talking about outside of signing the birth certificate, meaning like, you left it blank for him to sign it, but he did not birth that boy. Okay. He did not contribute in the making of that boy. So you basically like, hey, just put your name here and you are the father. But you don't know Troy that well to basically be like having your kid around him. And I'm not saying that Troy would do something bad, but I'm just like, why take that risk? Why take that risk of basically like the same way as he have to repair his relationship with his mom? How is the relationship with the son just automatically just great? Like there's no building blocks to where.
Well, the thing is, it's possible they might have talked and went to visit.
That's not enough.
But that's not the same as actually living and being a father and
exactly and
having responsibility for.
That's not enough. You get what I'm saying? So it just seems like. It seems so weird and granted, I'm not here to criticize kids and things of that nature, but you put your kid in a predicament that it can or possibly could be bad. And I'm just like, I think like, I just don't like the carelessness of what is her name? Zariah. She seems very careless and very like no care for the world and no care for her loved ones, and that's kind of off to me.
So Troy goes to pick his mom up.
Yeah.
The mom and him hug. She starts crying. He asks her why didn't he see her when he was in prison. She apologizes and pretty much says it was the alcohol.
Yeah.
He has seen her in drunken stages fighting with people, and that's no longer where she wants to be or where she says that she is.
Yeah.
So Troy tells her that it's not always about the fall, it's about how you get up. He wants them to strive to be together as a family. He asks how her relationship will be with his wife, and the mom says, if it don't fit, don't force it. Y'all don't know each other. Take things one step at a time and don't rush anything.
They married.
Exactly. So Troy is going to be cautious when it comes to his mom. He doesn't want his mom to start any mess at the house.
Now, here's the thing. Troy seemed like he got his head on straight a little bit. But I would say this. You do all this inviting his mama, and whole time she may not even like you.
Well,
it sounds like she don't like you. She don't even sound grateful that like you basically opened your house up to her, and that she's able to be around this son that she abandoned when he was 2-3 years old. So it's like, it's just it really rattles my brain that like, oh, okay, you want him to repair a relationship with his mom because how he treats his mom is how he go treat his other relationship with other women. And I'm just like, to Blair's point, you already married him. So obviously that wasn't a requirement when you said, I do.
Exactly.
That wasn't a requirement when you signed his name or he signed his name to be the father of your kid. So like, why make it a requirement now? It just seems a little off. It just seems like everybody is just a little off their rocker.
Yeah.
Like in this episode. And I'm not talking about the inmates. I'm talking about the people that's outside. You know what I'm saying? Like she even saying like, I was incarcerated with him. I'm like, you didn't have to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My thing is like with the mom, definitely don't think she should be there. They already have to take some time to get acclimated to each other on the outside because they've never been with each other on the outside before. And you should also be wanting to get him acclimated to your child. And the sister needs to move. So there's a lot that needs to be happening right now. And him dealing with his relationship with his mom. And Zariah even said like, you can only really handle her in spurts. So why is she staying at the house? Why is she at the house?
And the house not big.
Yeah. So I'm just like, this was just all a really bad idea. Hopefully things can, be good at some point or whatever. I don't see it. But but I'm just like, there was a lot of steps that could have been taken before having the lady come to the house. Have him call her. How about that?
Whole time.
Yeah. So we move on to Shante and True.
Shante and True.
Shantae's irritated with True.
Of course.
True thinks that she bickers. She's always has an attitude. She be arguing too much.
Okay.
Shante feels that she's dealing with an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
She just wants them to deal with whatever the legal issues are and get through the situation and just be done with it. Okay. She doesn't think that he grasps how much money is being spent to make sure that he is good. And no, he doesn't grasp it.
Of course not.
No. You're just taking care of him. You're a lick. So they get back to the Airbnb. She thinks that their communication sucks. He doesn't listen. And he says that he listens. He just has a lot on his mind. Shante feels that he doesn't listen to her and doesn't care about her. And Shante asks, so what are we going to do? We're going to be engaged. We're going to date. We're going to be friends. Like what are we actually trying to do here? And True says we can go back to dating and building. We're just going to go with the flow.
Dating and building. I like that.
And Shante asks, okay, so are we dating exclusively? And True says, well, us guys, like in jail, we have a reputation that we do all this like penitentiary talk. And when we get out, we kind of lead the person who held us down. And he says he doesn't want to be that guy, but he's not in a clear mind space to be exclusive.
Yeah. So no, we're not gonna be exclusive.
So he tells her, I'm not focusing on dating any other women though. Like we still gonna be together. Like I still want to come back to the house. I'm paroled to your house. I'm gonna still meet the kids, and I'm gonna be sleeping with you, and that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And he asks her how she's feeling. Shante says she's cool. And True's saying that he called off the engagement. She keeps saying that he doesn't listen to her. He feels that they could have worked on this if she would have came to visit him. He promises her that he is not using her. However, Shante feels used.
Yeah, because you're being used.
Her feelings are hurt because she invested almost 3 years into this man. She feels that she wasted her life being with him, and she feels like she was played. True is feeling relieved.
Oh, yeah.
So my thoughts about this whole thing is that if there ain't no engagement, there ain't no relationship, and you ain't coming to my house to meet my kids.
Wait a minute now.
Like...
I'm paroled here, Blair.
And the thing is, you telling me we're dating, but we're not dating exclusive. but I gotta pay for your food, your clothes, and the house that you stay in. Like, no, your sister pick you up every day. Go live with her.
No, I'm paroled to you.
No.
And my sister's not an idiot like you. Here's the thing about it. I don't blame True at all. Mm-hmm. That's craziness because I want to dislike True. And truth be told, I don't even like True. But I'm like, Shante, you did not go to visit him. Mm-hmm. You made him sound smart. He basically like, we get 4 hours of visit time. And she did not come up here to visit me once. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, he said, advice for y'all who want to date inmates, man. Go visit him so y'all can work on your relationship. I'm like, y'all got True over here giving real advice. Well, Shante, it lets me I question your intellect on this whole situation. Mm-hmm. Because I don't understand how you thought it was going to be any other way besides what it is right now.
Yeah.
But let's keep going.
So it's the next day. She had a rough night the night before, a lot on her mind. Mm-hmm. She has put him ahead of herself, and he's telling her that he doesn't want to be engaged to her because she's too boring.
Yeah.
But she loves him, and that's why she's still here.
Okay.
I'm just like, why do you want to be in a relationship with somebody who has no commitment to you? He didn't even say we're going to be exclusive. So you're just going to be living with a man who's doing whatever he wants.
Exactly.
And why would you sign up for that?
No, she did.
So True thinks that they should, of course, go to Independence together and just enjoy their time. But he has to go because his sister is about to take him to the gym.
And without her.
And I'm just like, why couldn't Shante take him to the gym? Why couldn't you go with her? Because he don't want to.
Craziness.
And also, he has somebody to meet there.
Of course.
So Shante thinks the sister is helping him do his dirt. Mm-hmm. The sister, while they're in the car, calls her friend to come meet with them at the gym. And apparently, Leticia had been talking to True before he went into jail. Mm-hmm. And this is their opportunity for them to meet. So he just didn't realize that all the girls he had been talking to, like in jail, before jail, is on his mind. And that is where he's at right now.
Listen, Shante, you only got yourself to blame. Mm-hmm. You are the one that lost their job because of this guy if I'm gonna lose a job for someone that I'm with in prison, I'm gonna at least see them. Mm-hmm. So you lost your job for potentially talking to somebody who you never seen. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have a job, you ain't got a fiance no more, you don't got a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So you talk about you feel like you wasted 3 years of your life. You did. Mm-hmm. And now I question your intellect, and I question, are you even like able to take care of your kids? Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, your decision making is crazy. And like, I don't even justify moving to the state that he's in prison at, but not going to see him.
Right.
That makes zero sense. I don't understand her whole plot here. Mm-hmm. And True has been consistently bad the whole time.
Yeah.
Consistently. Mm-hmm. So I really can't even say nothing much about him.
Mm-hmm. So Leticia and Keith.
Yeah.
So Leticia got something from the sheriff department on her door.
Yeah.
She has a lot of emotions. She's wondering if he's still going to be released earlier than expected. Mm-hmm. So Leticia calls the sheriff's department. There were apparently some motions filed for immediate release. They paid Ben, the paralegal, money to help get the immediate release. But when she calls the place, they say that his case is not applicable to the new law that passed. They can't really give her any explanation other than to call your lawyer. Mm-hmm. So in their system, it says that he's not going to be released early.
He will stay here.
So she's calling the paralegal to try to get some information. The paralegal's not answering. So Leticia decides that she's going to go ahead and go to the office.
Hey, listen, he took your $1,000 and he's somewhere. Mm-hmm. He's somewhere. Listen here, man. And the thing about what is her name? Her name is Leticia.
Yeah.
The thing about her, she is an accountant. She got a nice house and things like that. This don't got to be your life, girl. Mm-hmm. This really do not have to be your life. You are not ugly and things of that nature. So you subjecting yourself to this stupidity is beyond me. I left this episode feeling like, who is really the dumb ones? Is it the criminals or like the ex-convicts, or is it the people that's really like mentally unstable, the ones that's dating them?
Pretty much giving up their lives to be with these people. Yeah. And
I kind of feel bad for the ex-convicts because they are with someone who is mentally unstable. Mm-hmm. How do I feel bad for Daniel? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because he's about to get a whole unstable child, basically. Mm-hmm. So with this whole situation, I don't understand why she didn't dive more into it, especially since she has the resources to do so. But hey, listen, he ain't gonna get out early. He gonna get out whenever he's supposed to get released.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing with Leticia, like, she's married to the man. So to me, she made the commitment. Of course, divorce is always a real thing.
Always.
That's definitely an option. But she has definitely signed up for this. She is going to have to go down all the rabbit holes to figure out what's going on. Especially, I don't know if he knows what's going on and not telling her, or like what the situation is. But but I also feel like she might have jumped the gun in assuming because he told her that he was getting released early. Yeah. She didn't do any fact checking. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to. If your partner says something's happening, you would think that they did the fact checking. But
I'm not checking. I'm not listening to you in prison.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that in prison. Listen, in prison, you have an attorney.
And I was saying this immediate release is not very immediate. It's like every day goes by and he's not released.
Exactly.
So what does that mean? So that's all I got.
Anything else? We need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be back later on tonight. Actually, we won't be back later on tonight. But tomorrow morning, Love and Marriage Huntsville will be out.
Yes.
So please join us for that, as well as the other shows that we recorded today. We recorded Family Empire Houston. I think that's what it's called. We did the Braxtons and things of that nature. We did this show. Listen, we got a lot of shows that we're doing, and we need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above.
And Love is Blind. Come join us.
Yes. And we will be back next time.
All right. Bye.